Hello and welcome. This is Marisol. Today I'm sharing my January 2021 Project Life pages. I'm using this kit, which is from Ali Edwards. It is the Stories by the Month kit. If you've been around, you know that I've been using this kit, for a few years now, I want to say. Alright, it comes with these wood veneer ovals, and they have phrases on them. I'm thinking that if you don't want to use one of these phrases, you can just flip it over, stamp something on there. You could use ink and color it. You could, what else could you do? Maybe put a heart chipboard piece or sticker on it and use this as a base. So there's some options there. Alright, let's look at the 3x4 cards. One of the things about these kits is that they all have the same color palette by month. So last year's January kit had the same color palette, which is pretty cool, because then if you had some leftover pieces from last year's kit, you could easily incorporate them into this year's kit, and it would be color coordinated. I like this card. They are single-sided. This is the marketing card. This month came with the word strips and chipboard, and as always, a stamp set. I find this kit to be so versatile because of the stamp set. I like it a lot. So if you're interested in seeing how I use this kit, stick around. And on to my pages. I kept my intro page very neutral because I wanted to highlight the photos. I'm using a photo of us. We're now a family of 8 because my son got married and we have a daughter-in-law. I included photos from New Year's Eve in this grid format. These pictures are a little bit smaller than 2x2. These are chipboard pieces, not chipboard, these are wood veneer pieces that came in this month's kit. I covered up the sentiment that was on this card. It was red, and I covered it up with that wood veneer chipboard piece there. This is the heart that I cut out from that 4x6 card. And what else? Not much else design wise, but these puffy stickers, you guys, are so awesome, and I want them in every single color. One of the things that I did in my 2020 album and in my 2019 album is that I every month created a left side and a right side spread, and then I included inserts for each month. And I did it for this month, and I think that I will continue with that format because it works for me. I like the way that it looks. It's kind of like a book, like the cover, and the front cover, the back cover, and then the pages in between. So let me go over my pages. These letters here are very bulky, and I typically don't add bulky items to my Project Life album because it is such a big album, but I didn't want to fuss with removing the layers of the chipboard, and I regret it because it kind of falls out a little bit as I'm turning the pages, and I might just end up having to use some clear tape to keep it in there. Alright. A lot of journaling here, some photos, and some of those word strips that I'm always challenging myself to use because I tend to not use them very often. And then these stickers here are, I think they were in the December, yeah, they were from December Daily, but they're red, which complemented the red here, and I decided to use them. These are the best. Very dainty, which means you can get large words in your 3x4 pockets. We had a lot of fun that night. We did karaoke, we danced, and had champagne. The kids had sparkling cider. It was so much fun. And then, on to the inserts. This insert is about my son's 22nd birthday. His birthday is in January, so I kept that insert about him. And that's another reason why I like the inserts, because it creates a smaller space to tell one story, or to tell a story about one event, and that's what I did here. I experimented with stamping this month, and it was hit or miss in a few places. My Stays On ink was dry, and then I re-inked it, and I didn't wait until it was dry, and so it smeared a little bit, but it is what it is. I ended up having to reprint the photo, though. This is what my practice photo looked like, you guys can see, and that's okay. But I wanted to add more embellishments without the bulk, and that's why I decided to do the stamping. The back side of the insert tells the story of my daughter snowboarding for the first time. One thing that I did differently in my process this month was that I brought my computer upstairs to the kitchen, and I worked on my journaling intermittently throughout the month, and I found it to be so efficient that way, because then I was able to come downstairs to my scrap space and put the pages together really quickly. I work full time, and I don't always get hours and hours of time to work on my pages, so working on my pages, on my journaling, on my printing intermittently throughout the month makes it less daunting at the end of the month when putting the pages together. I did stamping here and here as well, and I really like the way that it came out, because I feel like that kind of replicates the repetition here and here. And I thought, ooh, so much fun. I should mention I also used the digital January 2018 stories by the month for this, and this was also from 2018, as was this. So I supplemented a lot this month, which isn't something that I did very often last year, but I'm using my stash. The second insert tells 3 separate stories, and I went with repetition again in the journaling cards. I used a white background, red embellishments, and then the repetition of those hearts. So these elements are from the 2018 kit. The Gratitude and Hope is from this year's kit. This was from, I don't know what year that was from. That was from 2019. Yeah. So again, these journal cards I made intermittently throughout the month in the kitchen in Photoshop. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my Story Kit subscription to digital. I've been using digital a lot, and I think I'm going to go ahead and make the switch. I still want to keep my Stories by the Month kit physical, because I love the embellishments that I get from the kit every month. Again, more repetition, more use of digital elements. I repeated the wood veneer. This wood veneer is not from the kit. This is from a different kit. I don't remember which one though. And just telling the story of my son and the different things he's currently into right now. So that's insert number 2. And then I have this insert, which is kind of like a booklet. It's a booklet of the speeches from the inauguration. So this is Joe Biden's speech, and this was the poem from Amanda Gorman. It is such a beautiful poem, and his speech was amazing, and I wanted the documents in my album. This was a memorial, like not a memorial, but a memories year. Not memories. What am I trying to say? It was a big deal. The inauguration this year was a big deal, and I know that in the future my kids are probably going to have to study Amanda Gorman's poem in school, and I want that in my album. So this is sized 6 by 8, and I'm putting it in this page protector there. I don't think I showed you the back side. The back side is this. Today is a new day. I thought it was the perfect sentiment for the story. This is a 6 by 8 paper from the Mornings story kit. And then this is the last page for the month. And so it'll look like this in the album. And turn it. Isn't that cool? I love the way it looked. I have pictures that I downloaded from the internet. On the back side, well, I was going to say on the back, yeah, on the back side of this photo and this photo, I have documented who took that photo, but I didn't have it on the front side of the photo. I have a flip out here to show that picture, and then I have a flip out or flip up here to show Amanda Gorman, and that's pretty much it. I did I did journaling here, but I also did journaling in my personal memory planner about the inauguration, and I felt like although this was a historical day, this was enough journaling for my Project Life album. That is all I have for you guys this month. I hope that you were able to get some ideas on how to document your family moments in a 9 by 12 album, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. Stay tuned for pictures, and you can also find more pictures on my Instagram account, which is Marisol's Creative Retreat. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing or giving me a thumbs up. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next month. Bye.